belongs to nature, where it came from. This is a very iconic bed now. This is the Voyage bed. It's a very photogenic bed. It's used in a lot of movies, television. Without this bed, I probably wouldn't be known in my own country because of Brad Pitt. Bought this bed. It always takes Hollywood to get you recognized in your own country. And this is fascinating because to me, I design it like a boat, because to me sleep is like a voyage to a world of dreams. So the first phase of my design journey was always in using natural materials. So it was always brown, because that's the color of natural materials when they're dry. So I said, this was getting boring. So I tried to use fabric. And I looked at fishing nets. So I began to experiment with different structures based on knitting. And I came up with a dragon chair made out of cotton, steel, and wire. And this was very different for me because now I could put color in my designs. And this opened up a whole new avenue. You will see more designs later. So I love architecture, and I went to Istanbul, and I was very fascinated with the Hagia Sophia Cathedral. And I came up with this design called the Hagia. It's like a cathedral bed. I look at fashion also, and I thought to myself, what would it be like if you took a sweater and you blew it up like a gigantic knit? And this is again another experiment with fabric called cabaret. Now, fabric is not something that buyers from other countries would buy from the Philippines. It would always be made out of rattan or bamboo or natural materials. And fabric was a tough sell because the fabric is imported. So I had to think of something to use the skills of our people, our craftsmanship, and transform that fabric into something which no one in the world could do. And this is the cabaret. And this is now, okay, I'll show you later another design. So I'm inspired by everything. Even a crushed Coke can became inspiration for the Lola, which incidentally won a very important award. It's called the Design for Asia Award, given in Hong Kong. The Design for Asia Award is traditionally given to industrial products like Sony, Hyundai, Samsung, and this year they awarded it to a rattan chair in 2005. The judges liked it because it's very simple. It's inspired by traditional boats, and it's very light and economical. And again, every piece there is in the design for a purpose. It's to hold up the entire structure. So this is how it's made. It starts out with a rattan pole that's bent, just like this, and then the rattan is cut into thick strips, which are used as a brace, and this is the finished piece. Topped with a cushion, and this is the piece used outdoors. And this is the entire collection. Okay, so I'm just showing you a few of the probably 40 collections we have. Obviously, for lack of time, I can't show you everything. In everything I do, I try to always perfect a craft. You know, weaving is a skill that I think we are second to none in the world. But I wanted to push even the envelope further. So I want to show you the work that goes into a piece. This is the La Luna. It won an award in New York in 2001. It's called the Craftsmanship Award. And this is how we make it. It starts off with a shell made out of rattan. Then we take it out from the mold. Then we put legs, wooden legs on it. And then it's lined with recycled foam. And then recycled jute sap. And then the weaving starts. And about 48 hours later, more like 48 years, this is what it looks like. The beauty about this chair is that there are two patterns, one coarser one on the outside and a finer one on the inside, like this. And now the craftsman has to take both patterns boards and stitch them together seamlessly like this. And this is a chair that can really only be done in our country. This is the little guy, still one of our best-selling chairs today. It's used by Nike and Google as their thinking chair in their offices. Abroad. So this is another. I love wood, and obviously because there's so much wood furniture out there, I always have to do something very different. So this is the tilt chair. This is like building a miniature house. It's cut at several angles. It's repeated over and over again. It has to be joined precisely with dowels to make this chair. It's really like a miniature house. This is really an exercise in superior craftsmanship. So in all my designs, I tried to make it as complicated as possible so the Chinese can't copy it. So part of the next challenge was designing a table. A table is tough to design because most of us have preferences when it comes to tabletops. It's usually wood, glass, stone, and if you try to design a base, when you put chairs around it, no one looks at the base anyway. So I thought of playing with the edge of a table, and I took an old book, and a book, as it ages, as it weathers, it's beautiful because it's time. Time becomes the designer. So I took thick veneer, which we hand cut, and we stacked one on top of the other to create an edge like this, just like an old book. And now floating on stainless steel legs, it looks like an old manuscript. And this is the dining table called the parchment, and these are the parchment chairs. They look also like bound manuscripts. The covers, you can take off the covers and wash them. And these are the cabinets that go with it. And they look like sheets of paper that are put inside a wooden box. So I'm inspired by everything. Blades of grass became the inspiration for the Yoda chair. A bowl of noodles became the noodle chair. Okay. And I made my own version of a sheep called Harry, made out of microfiber and stainless steel. And this is Harry in its natural habitat. So even your ordinary dim sum steamers became dim sum coffee tables made out of bamboo and leather. So sometimes it's just scale that changes things. So back again to fabric. I thought of making a chair which was very complex. It was like making a gown, borrowing techniques from fashion. This was the Bloom chair, which is now an iconic chair. It was a very complicated thing to do in our factory because all the craftsmen were trained in making wood and rattan furniture. But I had to open a whole new division, just making this kind of furniture. And most of the people who were there had never done this thing before. We had to train a lot of youth, and we opened another school, in fact, just to train people in upholstery, making, and sewing. And this is the Bloom chair, which became quite a hit. When I first designed this, everyone in the office, all of marketing says, no one's telling me, no one's going to buy an upholstered chair from the Philippines because there's just so much of it out there. The Italians are really good at it. I always said, I'm going to make something totally different that no one can do. And this is the Bloom chair. And this chair, when it first came out, even the French Ministry of Tourism wanted to use it in their campaign because they thought that Conbonpue was French. Of course, when they learned there it was Filipino, they said, no, we can't use your chair. This is another design of mine called the Leaf. It's like a mannequin sitting on steel legs. Structure fascinates me. So bicycles, Ferris wheels. This is a design called a papillon. It's like a hammock. This is a design inspired by the Sydney Opera House, now for dogs. This is called the Operetta. A few years ago, I wanted to join the Milan Fair. Milan is the most prestigious design event in the world. It's become so important that it's even more important than the fashion week. And it was very difficult for any Filipino to get a good spot. And when they learned I was from the Philippines, they were going to put me up on the third floor, close to some bathroom. And so I told them, what would it take to put me up in front? They said, you gotta do something really different. And I said, I'm not gonna do it with furniture because they see so much furniture that I'm never gonna impress them with anything. So I thought of building a car made out of bamboo. It's just gonna be different. So I began to experiment with pots, with different kinds of shells, and I started to look at one of my designs called the Yoda and tried to transform that into a car for lack of time. And thus was born the Phoenix, made out of bamboo, carbon fiber, and steel. And supposedly we were going to put an electric engine in it because it rolls, but we didn't have time. But because of this, when I showed this, they put me really right up in front. When you came in, the building, it was right there for everyone to see. And after that, as we started to have, with the Philippines, we started to get really good locations at this fair. And up to today, I'm exhibiting there with other Filipino companies now. So this is something that's not a typical Filipino product, a car. And yet this study was noticed by the automotive industry. It was in the official magazine of Mercedes-Benz. I got an invitation from Audi to speak to their designers about the future of natural products and how we can apply it to the automotive world. And it's not important whether it really runs or it's safe, or it's the idea. It's the idea that's important. That we, from our third world country, can still make an impact in a world which we know nothing about. And it's the world of the automobile. So this was a team that built it. And in fact, even though this was done 6-7 years ago, it still gets reviews. This is the cover of a very important book that just came out months ago. It's called Post-Petroleum Design. And it's on the cover. It was used in an ad for one of the biggest banks in Belgium. It says, tomorrow is what we're making. And it's used also here by Philippine Star. So I'd like to play that. To me, it wasn't important. It wasn't enough.